So toast to Reverend Bob Levy and our new friend Shuli, and you'll see why they're such close friends of the show now. Because they said some very kind words about Red Bar. Cheers to them. Here we go. And now, on with the feature Red Bar in the Wild tape.
I gotta watch it.
It makes me laugh so because Joey Diaz is being serious. If you watch just that in itself, you're like,
Okay.
you're like, damn, dude, Joey's getting serious. But watching the guy he's talking about, watching it, when he's like, you got 3 choices. He goes, you can say you're sorry. You can give all the comedians you insulted $20,000 each and beg for their apology, or you can kill yourself. I just watched this guy.
I mean, growing up, Big J was like my favorite. I got into this because of Big J. To see Big J, my comedic idol from when I was a kid, say this stuff word for word. He's repeating lines from the last show with a giant smile on his face. In fact, the whole crowd, well, they're not smiling quite yet. The rest of the crowd, I don't know why their phones are.
What is with this crowd?
I thought everybody would be looking me up by now, you know, considering how good this speech about me has been. You know, we even got Dave Smith smiling.
Ugh.
And he knows that I hate his guts. I wonder if I'll tell you, Dave Smith, you do have an opportunity to get on my good side.
Drop out of the race.
Drop out of the race. It's as simple as that. And I'm doing it because I've got a guy in the game and I want him to win. So it's not even personal. Okay. All of these guys, what you're about to witness here is all of them just talking about how awesome Red Bar is. Check it out.
Go kill myself. Suicide because I've made jokes about me. It's like
with an explosion sound effect.
Yeah, just the guy like making fun of how intense it is over like podcast shit is pretty funny. It really does fucking tickle me.
Well, now this'll be on Red Bar Show for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
You idiot! You fool!
Look at that. Now, this will be on Red Bar Show for 2 weeks. You idiot, you fool. This is in front of a crowd full of people. You're right. You know, I texted Lewis this morning. I went on his website, and I couldn't find the video. I panicked texted him for the video.
So that we can do this.
And he immediately was like, oh, I'll check the website and see what's going on. And then I'm like, it's the one with you guys in the costume. He goes, I know, with his smiley face. Like knowing that I'd be showing this today. And then I realized I wasn't logged in to the website. So I was just seeing like the buy now. I'm like, it just says buy now. I'm telling you, I can't read computers anymore.
Wait, it said buy now and you didn't know.
No, of course not. I'm exaggerating.
Okay, good. I mean,
but I couldn't find the video version anywhere. Turns out I wasn't logged in.
What a nice guy.
And he helped me out. He walked me through the login process, which was these 2 fields. You put in your credentials and hit enter. And he showed me how to do that. So then we get this beautiful tape. And I love that line from Lewis.
Sorry, you can give all the comedians you insulted $20,000 each and beg for their apology, or you can kill yourself. I just watched this guy go, kill myself. Suicide because I've made jokes about me. It's like
with an explosion sound effect.
Yeah, just the guy like making fun of how intense it is over like podcast shit is pretty funny. It really does fucking tickle me.
Well, now this'll be on Red Bar Show for 2 weeks.
Exactly.
You idiot! You fool!
He's laughing.
Dude, it's funny because I've said stuff about it.
No, Red Bar's going to watch this, and then we're going to watch Red Bar watching us.
Yeah.
He's going to watch.
We're going to create.
It'll never stop.
Yeah, we're going to watch you guys.
That's how it starts. Louis.
Well, we've created an entire podcast economy tonight.
Yeah, so Shuli.
So one of the clips earlier on in the show that I decided to skip over because it was too hard to do the time code. Shuli and this Bob Levy were talking to the boys about how they do all these podcast wars.
Oh, yeah, this really upset me. This is why I got such an attitude towards Shuli.
And Shuli goes, oh.
He goes, this is what he says. They were talking about, they go, Big J brought up this concept a little earlier than this. He goes, yeah, there's all this like hate podcasting. And he goes, listen, we just bring up the guys and we watch them and they make their own mistakes and we just comment. It's like, oh, where have I heard that before? Where have I heard the concept of your show before?
So Shuli's like an expert in this
and they
business.
All know this
he knows
Red
what
Bar.
he's talking about.
I don't want any man older than me watching. This is for young people, this show. First of all, Shuli.
And the person that they're making fun of is Chad Zuma.
Yeah, so they see me making fun of people, and then they make fun of people that are under them. And I feel like anyone below me doing what I do doesn't work. So I'm kind of right in the sweet spot
that it goes.
No, I'm saying pretty much in the sweet spot of where this is allowed.
Okay.
Anybody lower than us doing what we do is the bad version and pretty much not okay. So it almost sounded like, and I know these older guys, they've all started kind of doing Red Bar. Like everybody's doing a little version of Red Bar. Now, this is how you get this community to hate you.
But they're horrible at it.
So that's why I got to say this. This is what I got to say this, though. We're going to start off as friends here. I'm going to give you a chance. It doesn't have to be. Don't do what Steel Toe did. Because I know one thing about guys like this. You accuse them of biting from you. Oof. They will make sure that they hate you plenty in hopes to convince themselves that they couldn't steal from a guy that they hated this much.
It drives them mad.
So I want to start off friends, okay? I don't need this whole community and all you guys circling me here. This is already a mistake, but you're on the Legion of Skanks. So it's allowed here today. Otherwise we're not covered. No Bob Levy and Shuli and that group. Unless they say something about us that's good. All right, so here they are. They're all talking, and they're all really yapping it up about Red Bar.
It's funny as I've said he's funny enough on things that now when he's shitting on stuff and I'm in it, he calls me a friend of the show. He goes, friend of the show, Big J.
I just watched a thing where he did that.
The roast of Bert.
The Whitney Cummings thing.
He has the best way of doing it, dude. He calls it this. Like if you compliment him at all, because I've had Red Bar on Real Ass Podcast, and he's just the guy. Look, Red Bar's hilarious to watch him make fun of other people, but as soon as you see your name show up in his description, you're like, fuck, here we go.
He's a great podcast. He's a great broadcaster.
Well, I will say this. Hold on, let me just say, out of all of you guys, he's the only one who's good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, my mouth is on the floor. Dave Smith just said to this group, out of all of you guys who do this type of content, he's the only one that's good at it. Not the best. The only one that's good at it. From Dave Smith. I couldn't believe my ears. Me and Jules both cheered when this happened. And yet, Dave, I somehow still am going to make sure you meet your end. I hereby announce that I'm going to physically assassinate Dave Smith. Yes, the rifle. The old-fashioned rifle way. No, I'm kidding, but you are a political figure, so watch out. All right, let's hear this. There's a lot more here.
He is the only one. I kind of think the whole thing sucks, but he is good at doing it.
He's not attached to any of it.
Let me make this point. So here's what he does, though.
These guys are like fanning the fuck out as if they just found out they all listen to Taylor Swift but didn't know it. She's like amazing too live. Like they're all. I'd never seen an entire panel on Legion of Skanks hopping around like this before. They're filled with thrill and joy just thinking about me, and I'm sitting here saying I'm going to kill them. So what's going on? Why is Red Bar so enjoyable? Let's find out. Now, the audience still, they're not on their phones. They're not writing down my name. So what is the pleasure of showing up? What is this audience getting out of this? Because they don't care about this segment about me. I didn't get one more click from this. But I am honored. It's almost you want to take back everything you said about the guys, right? Wrong. I was testing you. You know, you allow them to obey. You be friends. Like I said, I would, if I had an or. You ever played or? It's where you go, who would you rather spend the whole weekend with? Sam Morril and Mark Norman, or Santino and Bobby Lee? And then you go, oh, fuck, you know, what kind of nightmare thing is this? This is like, who would you rather do? Have sex with your mom or your dad? You know, and what do you want to say? Oh, neither. Neither is not an option in or, just like the childhood game. So when you're doing an or, okay, who would you rather spend an Airbnb weekend with? Pool, it's nice. Few dinners. Big J or Dave Smith. You pick Big J every time. You hear that, Jay? You've won or. Winning or is a big deal. And this is an or coming from Jules and I. This is who'd we actually spend the weekend with? And remember, we're not killing ourselves to get out of it. We're not saying no one. We picked you, Jay. Jason, of course, you know, we're friends now. So big Jason.
That woman is literally rolling her eyes.
Yeah, you're like, rolling your eyes. How about you get up and do some steps, you fat bitch?
We need some more lit fans. Isn't this
Jesus
like a party
Christ.
show?
Are you here to like write this up in the newspaper for being offensive or something?
And now you're under my control.
Sorry. Accident. So they're all talking about me. Even Dave Smith, I've been staring at him. You know, I don't know if he learned how to cover up fear during all his political rallies, but, you know, he looks happy during this whole discussion. That could be a politician's smile. You know, they spend $100 to get this new smile. So I don't know, to see Dave Smith so delighted after what I've done to him and what I've threatened his family with, to see him smile like this makes me go, oh my God, this means everything to me. This means, and it does. I'll tell you this, what they're saying about me means everything to me. You hear that? Let's hear some more.
He's broken people before.
There's dude, who we had on Patrick Melton, who's in the middle of it all now too.
Yeah.
Red Bar.
Who's Patrick? Is he a comic?
He was on Legion of Skanks.
Who's Patrick? Is he a comic? Hear that, Melton? Point for Red Bar. So Lewis starts bringing up Melton, our original fool. Melton was on Legion of Skanks when Legion of Skanks was filmed in Anthony Cumia's basement that many years ago. Melton was trying to be a New York comic. Remember that? Remember when Melton was a New York comic? He was trying to get into that scene. It didn't work. He went on Legion of Skanks. We covered the whole episode when it happened. He bombed. And then Big J says this.
He's broken people before.
Dude, who we had on Patrick Melton, who's in the middle of it all now too. Yeah. Red Bar.
Who's Patrick? Is he a comic?
He was on Legion of Skanks. It was one of the worst Legion of Skanks.
Oh, he was on a long time ago.
Is he the photographer that used to do all the pictures?
No, he was like an old.
Big J doesn't know you. I bet you if you asked Melton in a private message before this aired, hey, do you know Big J? He'd be like, yeah, he's a friend of mine. Been on the show. He doesn't know you. He said, is that the photographer? And I mean, unless he's spelling photographer, F-A-T-O, get it? Fatographer, maybe. It's like a pornographer and a big fat guy mixed together. Photographer. But no, Big J doesn't know you. He's asking who you are. Patrick Melton, and this gets even funnier, and I'll tell you why after this.
He was on a long time ago.
Is he the photographer that used to do all the pictures?
No, he was like an old school podcaster, right? Like he was one of the first podcasters.
And I like Patrick. He was he had a bad showing on Legion of Skanks.
He's a good dude.
But
he had a bad showing on Legion of Skanks. That's from Lewis's mouth. I like Patrick. He had a bad showing on Legion of Skanks, but wait till you hear why this is so funny.
I watched fucking Red Bar take Patrick Melton's soul. I watched it happen in real fucking time, and I was like, I remember saying to Red Bar, I was like, dude, if I was Patrick Melton, I'd kill you. I'd actually kill you, dude. He would do 8-hour shows on him where like, and it was just like breaking down like he'd stop at every second, breaking down the cadence and why. And here's what Red Bar's good at. He figures out what sucks about you, and he learns how to pull those threads.
Yes.
And everybody has shit that sucks about them.
Yes.
A lot of other people have a lot more that sucks about them than others, but everybody's got some shit that sucks. So it's a great thing that he does, but I watched him fucking really break down Patrick Melton.
Even though my girlfriend...
And then they put up a picture... I mean, this is like a fantasy. If you've been listening to Red Bar since the Melton days, you must be dying at home. I can't even imagine what you're feeling right now. They put up a picture of Melton looking like a perverse stand-up. Going like this. And they're discussing how I broke him. I'll tell you why this gets better. Remember the Melton part and the getting better part. And wait till you hear the story after this.
Thing that he does, but I watched him fucking really break down Patrick Melton.
Even though my girlfriend doesn't do this, I wish she would just blindly follow everything I say. But on a show, it's the thing that I hate the most. And also, if you're a person who's talking about, must drive you nuts, is this off-camera girlfriend going like, yeah, get him a body peg. Here's a good front kick, Johnny. She's just there doing all that like that.
Boy.
I looked her up. She's cute. There's not very much you can say.
I looked her up. She's cute. Write him up.
Excuse me.
So... But yes, I like how Big J
Hopefully
understands
that means
this.
he watched my acting debut.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he'll see that in a couple of months. So, but yes, it's like with Sam Tripoli and Joey Diaz, we always said this must bother them so much that there's a girl here, some no-name, nothing girl laughing. And Joey Joey Diaz really got mad. It wasn't any of the stuff I said. When Joey Diaz got his most mad, it was over Jules saying, ew, imagine having to do jujitsu with Joey Diaz. Sick. He heard that from a girl. And that really, that stung, man. Because he's, obviously, it's like, I don't know if that's something he's never even thought about, but he knows he's a big fat fucking rock monster. And to hear a girl say that, because girls are usually polite, right?
Yeah.
Especially polite girls. You know, it's one thing for some crazy meth-addicted skank to say something like that, but from a nice girl like Jules to say that, well, that gives a lot more validity to this claim about how disgusting it would be to, in fact, do jujitsu with Joey Diaz. And that kind of stuff, you know, when Sam Tripoli heard Jules cackling, as I said, I wanted to
adorably giggling,
do that to his kids. That drives a man nuts. You know,
I'm just trying to have a nice time.
Yes,
don't know why it's such a problem.
It ain't, and it's harassment. If it is, it's women harassment. So for Big J to pick up on this means the world to me. Do you hear that, Jay?
It means the world to me too.
It means the world to us.
Maybe we can spend 2 weekends together.
I'd like to actually go on this trip. Do you want to see Beyonce with us, Jay?
Yes. But we only have 2 tickets, so maybe just me and him.
I buy him another ticket. Do you know Big J got his start? I'm not even kidding. Got his start with Kevin Hart. I'm not kidding. She goes, tss, tss, tss. I'm not kidding. Big J got his start with Kevin Hart. They're good friends. Isn't that weird? So I'm basically
them in the same room
this
together.
Close to Hart. Yeah. I'm pretty much blended in with all of the mainstream now. All of the celebs. I've got a tie to each one of them. So let's hear some more.
We're doing all that like that.
Boy.
I looked her up. She's cute. There's not very much you can say.
Yeah, no, she wears a clock around her neck.
I don't know that.
But Lewis is right. Like, it's twofold. He'll find the thing that you don't like about yourself, or he'll find the thing that you didn't know you suck at.
But that's
and then highlight it.
But I think if you're a good comic, you're very aware. I love when people trivialize my comedy because I'm like, yeah, sort of.
It's something
it
about.
Dials back. Everyone goes like, you ever see a black dick? But you ever fuck a black guy before?
But it's
I'm like,
also crazy.
Sort of.
You
it all kind of
work
starts from there.
Jay, you work so hard at your comedy, and you're one of the greats. It's very funny to me that like you should be emotional about it, and you don't. Like if somebody fucks with you at your comedy, you're like, yeah, whatever. Maybe it's because you're so good at it.
How seriously can you take it? He's a stand-up comedian who doesn't write jokes or stand up.
Lewis is going to say something good.
How much can he get How serious can you be if someone points it out? Not go.
If somebody makes fun of how you dress, you shut down like a little baby girl.
Not at all.
Yes, you do. Right now, you are.
If someone makes fun of how Big J dresses or looks, he shuts down. And Big J goes, no. You know, I don't have a problem with how he looks. I'll tell him that. I think he's cool. I think he looks better than these other bows. At least he's dressing fun and young. You know, everybody else, I mean, you know who really looks like shit? Every other comic. You ever see Santino's little outfits? You ever see the naviness of Santino's jeans? You ever seen Joe Rogan in a pink hoodie and tight little jeans?
Big J's got his own style going on.
Big J's got a nice, friendly style.
It's almost Balenciaga in a way.
It almost is Balenciaga. It's high end. And Trump. But, you know, I don't make fun of Big J's looks. You'd think I would. You'd think I go, look at his hair, look at his... And I have. But I'll tell you this. Those looks are fucking fire. And you should be proud of yourself for at least dressing cool. But that's interesting that gets you. He doesn't care if you make fun of his comedy. He knows that sucks. But he wants to look really cool, so that would hurt him. And you know what? I want to retract. Jay, don't take this negatively at all, because again, I owe you my heart with this.
Look at your face.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're taking your clothes
I'm not being
off.
sarcastic.
Dude, my shirt's cool.
Jay's leaving to get cheese. Oh, no.
I'm sorry, the headdress was way too tight. It was starting to imprint on my brain.
Attack
No
the words
ripping.
he loves. He doesn't fucking care, but you attack his fucking dumb shit.
Don't talk about my nose rings or corn.
Yeah, his tattoo.
It's my two things.
Jay, you suck at your family and career. And
No,
he's like,
I think it's why I think that
Riffing. This is just a little
Red Bar
riffing.
guy is funny. It's
Red
like
Bar.
I don't take myself. I don't think I'm the end all be all of anything. So you could trivialize me down to whatever. I think it's fun. The thing that made me watch him at all was Lewis telling me, he was like, "Yo, Red Bar, when me and Dan were in between contracts to Sirius,
Dan Soder.
we did a couple of shows at Gas Digital called the Orphan Tapes. We just did,
Right, I
and
remember
we were just
that.
doing a show, and he was just playing a part of it. Lewis called me to tell me that he was just playing a part of it anywhere. Just throw a dart in the middle of the show when we're talking about whatever, and he just pauses it after a minute and goes, "It's just not good."
It's funnier than that.
Lewis told me that on the phone. I was like, "I gives a shit, dude." I think it's funny. I'm like, that's hilarious to me.
His rhythm and cadence when he's dissecting someone or something is so goddamn funny.
Two old fucking poor people. His delivery and cadence when he's dissecting someone is just so damn fun. I would never say that about anybody ever. I wouldn't even say that about Colin Farrell.
What is it your business what our cadence is?
I don't like my cadence being discussed by him.
How about you shut up?
And then what are you looking at him? You're like, that's exactly right. That's a nice insight. That's lovely, Charles. That's exactly right. It's not exactly right. I cannot have this.
These two bitches
I have
in the
decided.
back don't give a fuck.
I've decided to hurt you in a brand new way. Coming out. We haven't figured it out. But now you're getting a little too comfortable thinking you know the ins and outs of Red Bar. So I got to come up with a bunch of new, more painful, newer pains, scratches that stay around longer, stuff to do to you guys. Okay? You've just pushed me to my next level. All right? Now that you think this is a laugh fest, do you see this audience? They could care less about what I've done in my cadence. It's just some old man talking about some guy's cadence.